Bakayım. Yorayım mı belki? Bak
باب من قال تجمع بين الصلاتين وتغتسل لهما غسلا. The chapter of the one who says she will gather between the two salas and she will make ghusl, one ghusl for them too. وبي قال حدثنا عبيد الله بن معاذ قال حدثني أبي قال حدثنا شعبة عن عبد الرحمن بن القاسم بن أبي عائشة رضي الله عنها قال استحيزت امرأة على عهد رسول الله وأمرت أن تعجل العصر وتؤخر الظهر وتغتسل لهما غسلا وأن تؤخر المغرب وتعجل العشاء وتغتسل لهما غسلا وتغتسل لصلاة الصبح غسلا. فقلت لعبد الرحمن أعاني النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال لا أحدثك إلا عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بشيء. There was an Aisha, the woman got istihaza in the time of Nabi Akram Sallam. So she was ordered to hasten the Asr and to delay the Zohar, and she make one ghusl for him. And to delay the Maghrib and hasten the Isha, and she made one ghusl for them. And to make ghusl for Fajr Salah, one ghusl. So I said to Abdul Rahman, is this from Nabi Akram Sallam? From Nabi Akram Sallam? So he said, I do not narrate to you except from Nabi Akram Sallam with anything. Right? Who's this woman here? They say this woman is her name is Sahla bint Suhail. Right? It could be her, or it could be Hamna bint Jahsh. Any one of the two, right? So when we come to Jama Baina Salataini bi Ghuslim, so according to Jamhur, there won't be any ishkal against them because they believe in Jama Hakiki. On Safar, they allow you to read the Zohar and the Asr in Zohar time, Jama'at Taqdeem. You understand? Or you can read the Zohar and Asr in Asr time, Jama'at Akhir. And then the Maghrib and Isha in Maghrib time, Jama'at Taqdeem. Or the Maghrib and Isha in Isha time, Jama'at Akhir. So there's no problem against Jamhur. The problem is against Ahnaf. Because Ahnaf, whether you're on Safar or even in the situation here, you are not allowed to make Jama. Right? And the Jama that's referred to in the Hadith, we say means Jama Suri. In other words, you read Zohar at the end time of Zohar and then you read Asr at the beginning time of Asr. So it looks like you made Jama, but in reality, you read each one in their respective times. But now, the problem that will arise now here is that if you're doing this now, right, then the time will go out. And when the time goes out, then a person who's a ma'zur, then your uzu breaks, right? So how does this fit now? So Sheikh Abdul Haq Muhaddis Dehlui, rahmatullah alayhi, says that this is an exclusion from that rule. In other words, you will be allowed to do that now. Yeah, in this particular case, you can make the two the ghusl and you can make the two salahs with that. And then the other answer is that, which comes in as 1-2 riwayats later, is وَتَوَضَّأْ فِي مَا بَيْنَ ذَلِكَ. That extra is there. And make wuzu in between that. So you made the ghusl, then you made the salah, then the time came out, then you make wuzu, then you make the salah. You understand it? So then there is no ishkal there. There is no ishkal against Ahnaf for that. So he says here, I do not narrate to you except from Nabi Akram. So that is quite clear. So he's saying that whenever I narrate a hadith, it is directly from Nabi Akram sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Right. وبه قال حدثنا عبد العزيز بن يحيى عبد العزيز بن يحيى قال حدثنا محمد يعني بن سلمة عن محمد بن إسحاق عن عبد الرحمن بن القاسم عن أبي عائشة رضي الله عنها قالت إن سهلة بنت سهيل استحيزت فأتت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فأمرها أن تغتسل عند كل صلاة فلما جحد ذلك أمرها أن تجمع بين الظهر والعصر بغسل والمغرب والعشاء بغسل وتغتسل للصبح. قال أبو داود ورواه ابن عيينة عن عبد الرحمن بن قاسم بن أبي قال إن امرأة استحيزت فسألت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فأمرها بمعناه. Right. That from Aisha, she said that Sahla bint Husayl, she got istihaza, so she came to Nabi Akram, so he ordered that she make ghusl at the time of every salah. Then when that became difficult upon her, he ordered to gather between Zohar and Asr with one ghusl and Maghrib and Isha with one ghusl and make ghusl for Fajr. Mahmud al-Rahman also narrates from Abdul Rahman ibn Qasim from his father that the woman got istihaza and she asked Nabi Akram, so he ordered her with the same. You understand it? Right. Right. Next hadith. وبي قال حدثنا وهب بن بكير قال أخبرنا خالد عن سهيل يعني ابن أبي صالح عن الزهري عن عروة بن زبير عن أسماء بنت عميس أنها قالت قلت يا رسول الله إن فاطمة بنت أبي حبيش استحيزت منذ كذا وكذا فلم تصلي فقال رسول الله سبحان الله هذا من الشيطان لتجلس في مركن فإذا رأت سفرة فوق الماء فلتغتسل للظهر والعصر غسلا واحدا وتغتسل للمغرب والعشاء غسلا واحدا وتغتسل للفجر غسلا واحدا وتوضأ فيما بين ذلك. Right. Narrated from Asma binti Umayy. She said that I said, "Oh Nabi, did Fatima binti Abi Ubaysh? She got hais since so many years and she did not recite Salah. So Nabi said, Subhanallah, this is from Shaitan. She should sit in a tub. Then when she see yellowness above the water, then she should make ghusl for Zohar and Asr, one ghusl, and she make ghusl for Maghrib and Isha, one ghusl. She make ghusl for Fajr, one ghusl, and she should make wudu in that which is between that. قال أبو داود ورواه مجاهد بن عباس لما اشتد عليها الغسل أمرها أن تجمع بين الصلاتين. Imam Abu Dawud Rahman said that Mujahid narrates from Ibn Abbas that when ghusl became difficult upon her, he ordered it together between the two salahs. Qala Abu Dawud wa Ibrahim and Ibn Abbas or follow Ibrahim Nakhi wa Abdullah ibn Shaddad. And Imam Abu Dawud Rahman says Ibrahim also narrates from Ibn Abbas. Right? And this is the call of Ibrahim al-Nakhi and Abdullah ibn Shaddad also. Right. So what he's saying here now. So first in this hadith he says, Ustuhizat kada kada wa kada. Kada wa kada, that explained in other hadiths, she got haiz for 7 years, right? So now he told her to sit in a tub, right? And the reason they mentioned why she had to sit in a tub was it ilajan, for cure, because the heat will come out, you understand, and then the blood will become less. Right, and then she should make ghusl after that, because now after you sit there, then obviously the blood now got mixed up. So then you need to make ghusl after that. You can't just stand up from there and say you clean. But now the blood came out into the water. Right. And then some say that this is actually to show the color of the blood, because this woman was a mumayza. So those who say that they take tamyiz and they take the color of the blood into consideration, they say that is to see what color is the blood, so she can distinguish whether this is haiz or istihaza. Babu man qala taqtasilu min tuhrin ila tuhrin. The chapter of those who say she will make ghusl from one tuhar to the other. Meaning that at the beginning of the tuhar, she makes the ghusl, and that will last till the end of the tuhar, right? And that is what Jamhur says, that you just make that one, right? If we look at this particular chapter now, we'll see that Musannif Rahmatullah alayhi, he makes ishkal on all the riwayats here, giving the impression that ghusl once and then wuzu for every salat is comes from weak ahadith, whereas this is the maslak of Jamhur, right? Right. However, Musannif Rahmatullah alayhi, his job is to see the riwayats. He doesn't see what Jamhur says. So he found a problem with all the riwayats here. All right. Then they say in Sahihain, you will find not one riwayat of many ghusls being marfu. And that is what strengthens the opinion of the Aimma Arba, who says that you don't have to make so many ghusls. Because all the riwayats, even in Sahihain, all the riwayats which are referring to more than one ghusl, none of them are marfu. Right. وبي قال حدثنا محمد بن جعفر بن زياد قال اخبرنا حاوى حدثنا عثمان بن شيبة قال حدثنا شريك عن ابي اليقظاني عن علي بن ثابت عن ابي عن جدي ان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في المستحاضة تدع الصلاة ايام اقرائها ثم تغتسل وتصلي والوضوء عند كل صلاة. قال أبو داود وزاد عثمان وتصوم وتصلي. Right, narrated from Adi ibn Sa'd from his father, from his grandfather, from the Nabi Akram that regards a woman's got istihaza. She will leave Salah for the days of her haze. Then she will make ghusl and she will recite Salah and she will make wuzu at the time of every Salah. Imam Abu Dawud says Usman added. So you got two ustads here. One is Muhammad ibn Jafar and the other is Usman ibn Shayba. So Usman added and she will fast and she will recite Salah. Right. But they say this hadith is da'if. Because Abul Yaqzan, you can see Abul Yaqzan in it, right? And Abil Yaqzan, right? He is da'if. They say he is da'if. He's a mutakallam fi. Right. Let's do the next hadith. Right. وبيقول حدث عثمان بن شيبة قال حدثنا بقينا الأعمش عن أبي بن أبي ثابت أن أورة عائشة رضي الله عنها قالت جاءت فاطمة بنت أبي حبيش إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ذكر خبرها وقال ثم اغتسلي ثم تودئي لكل صلاة وصلي. Narrated from Aisha, Fatima bint Hubaysh came to the Nabi and he mentioned her information. And he said that then make ghusl, then make wuzu for every salat and recite salah. عن الأعمش عن حبيب بن أبي ثابت عن عروة عن عائشة. Yeah, now this sanad here you see there, they explain there that Anil Amash and Habib and Urwata. You can see that in the sanad there. Anil Amash and Habib ibn Sabit and Urwata and Aisha. So they say here that Urwa is not Urwat ibn Zubayr. Rather, that is Urwatul Muzani. And Urwatul Muzani, but consensus is majhul. You understand? So Imam Abu Dawud Rahman is finding is finding a fault in every sanad day. Right. وبيقول حدث أحمد بن سنان القطان الواسطي قال حدثنا يزيد أن أيوب بن أبي مسكين عن الحجاج عن أم كلثوم عن عائشة رضي الله عنها في المستحاضة تغتسل تعني مرة واحدة ثم تودأ إلى أيام أقرائها. From Kulsum, from Aisha, regarding a woman who is istihaza, she will make ghusl, meaning one time. Then she will make wuzut until the days of her eyes. Alright. So, this riwayat of Hazrat Aisha, radiallahu anha, is mawkuf. You understand? Mawkuf is not attributed to Nabi Karim Sallallahu. It's mawkuf on Hazrat Aisha, right? And the one who's narrated from is Kulsum. And then there's the hadith which is coming after this. That hadith, the person narrated from was Aisha, there is Imratu Masruq, whose name is Qamir. And that hadith is Marfu. The mazmoon of both is referring to one ghusl, then wuzu for every salah. So there you got the, so you have a total of 4 riwayats, right? One is the hadith of the grandfather of Adi. Then the hadith of Urwa and Aisha marfu'an. Then the hadith of Kulsum and Aisha mawkufan. Then the hadith of Qamir and Aisha marfu'an. Let's just do that last hadith, and you got the 4th riwayat also. Right. وبه قال حدثنا أحمد بن سنان حدثنا يزيد عن أيوب أبي العلاء عن ابن شبرمة عن إمرة مسروق عن عائشة رضي الله عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم مثله. Right? From Aisha from Nabi Sallallahu like it. Right. So here you got the 4th hadith now. You understand? That 4th hadith is the hadith of Qamir and Aisha marfu'an. Ibn Masruq is that Qamir, or what was the other name given to her? Qamir, yeah, Qamir, right. Qala Abu Dawud. Now Imam Abu Dawud is going to the sanads now. That's your thing. So here you got to pay attention now because it going to line by line. Qala Abu Dawud hadith Adi ibn Sabit hadha wal A'mash an Habib wa Ayyuba bil Alai kulliha dha'ifatun la tasihhu. Right. Imam Abu Dawud says that all these hadiths here are weak. All 4 hadiths are weak, right? That's what he's saying here, right? وَدَلَّ عَلَى ضُعْفِ حَدِيثِ الْأَعْمَشِ, right? ودل على ضعف في حديث الأعمش أن حبيب هذا الحديث أوقفه حفص بن غياث عن الأعمش. Right. And this hadith here, right? The same hadith, right? Indicates the weakness of the hadith of Amash from Habib. Which hadith? Which Hafs ibn Ghiyas has made it mawkuf from Amash. So what Imam Abu Dawud is saying here, that this hadith here is based on Amash. And Amash has got more than one student, right? Waqi narrates it marfu, right? And Hafs ibn Ghiyas and Asbat, they both narrated mawkuf. So this hadith here, some are marfu and some are mawkuf. You know, marfu means right to Nabi Muhammad. And some are mawkuf on the Sahabi. The Sahabi saying this, you understand it? And therefore this hadith is now, there's confusion in the hadith, and that brings a weakness in the hadith, right? So we see وَأَنْكَرَ حَفْصُ بْنِ غِيَاث أَن يَكُونَ حَدِيث حَبِيب مَرْفُوعًا. And now the other student, Hafs ibn Ghiyas, he rejects the fact that the hadith of Habib is marfu, right? وَأَوْقَفَهُ أَيْضًا أَبْسَاطٌ عَنِ الْأَعْمَشِ مَوْقُوفًا عَنْ عَيْشَةَ. And Asbat also made it mawkuf from A'mash, mawkuf on Aisha radiallahu anha. So you understand it? So the two students are saying it's mawkuf, and the one student saying it's marfu, and that brings about weakness, right? قال أبو داود ورواه ابن داود عن الأعمش مرفوعا أوله. Imam Abu Dawud says that Ibn Dawood narrates it from Amash marfu, the first portion of it, right? Right? He narrates the first portion of it. وأنكر أن يكون فيه الوضوء عند كل صلاة. And he rejects that there is the wordings of wuzu at the time of every salat. You understand it? Let's see what I got here. So what they say here, Ibn Dawood, he also narrates this hadith from Amash, but he mentions it marfu. However, he only says the part about ghuslam marratan, right? The second part where wuzu likulli salatin, that is not mentioned in his hadith, right? Neither marfu'an, neither mawkufan, right? Now you go forward. دل على ضعف حديث حبيبي هذا أن رواية الزهري عن عروة عن عائشة أنها قالت فكانت تغتسل لكل صلاة في حديث المستحاضة. Right. And another reason he says that this hadith of Habib, this hadith, what indicates to the weakness of this hadith of Habib, that the riwayat of Zuhri from Urwa from Aisha, she says that she used to make ghusl for every salat in the hadith of the case of a woman who's in istihaza. Right. So here Musannif Rahman is mentioning another dalil to show why that hadith is da'if. And he's saying here that Habib has differed with Imam Zuhri. And Habib and Zuhri, they both narrate from Urwa. And Habib narrates one time ghusl, then wuzu for every salat. And Zuhri narrates ghusl for every salat. And Zuhri is a stronger rawi than Habib. So here he's saying now again why he's saying that this whole thing of one time ghusl, okay, that might be established. But the wuzu for every salat, he say that there's weakness there, right? And right. So this obviously, this is what Jamhur says though, right? Jamhur says this. So we say now, look, this is the mazhab of Jamhur, right? That you make one ghusl and you make wuzu for every salat. And then we say that Zuhri's riwayat and Habib's riwayat, Zuhri's riwayat doesn't make tardid of Habib's riwayat. And there is no contradiction in those two riwayats. Why? Because in Zuhri's riwayat, instead of wuzu li kulli salatin, you got ghusl li kulli salatin. But that is not marfu. Rather, that portion, ghusl li kulli salatin, is not attributed to Nabi Karim Sallam, but it is attributed to the action of the woman. فَكَانَتْ تَغْتَسِلُ لِكُلِّ salatin. And it's not there that Nabi Karim Sallam commanded her to make ghusl for every salatin, for every salat. Right. Okay, leave it. Let's make a mark there at that point now. So from today, it must continue tomorrow. Warawa Bolyak Zani. Right?
The preference is given on
Look, Jamur's Muslim is there. All four Imam says you make one time ghusl and then you make wuzu for every salah. You understand? But Imam Abu Dawud Rahmanullah, obviously he's got his own mazhab. So he's a skilled in hadith, so he doesn't have to follow a mazhab. And his main thing is looking at the validity of hadith. So he found fault, although this is a Muslim of Jamhur, he found fault in all the narrations where it shows make one ghusl and then wuzu for every salah. And he's going to continue nowadays, also now continue finding the faults. All the students of Amash. The students of Amash, they are all differing. So he's showing the differences. So when he shows those differences here now, he's showing that, see, the other students are saying something else, these students are saying something else. That makes the hadith weak. You understand it? You understand it? It's like I tell you, I said something, right? I made one. Now tomorrow Mufti Ali asks you, what did Moulana Nazeem say? So you say Nazeem said Zaid went to Malaba. And he says Zaid went to Timbuktu. So it's ikhtilaf in the students. When the students are making ikhtilaf now, that means this hadith is now weak. The statement is now not valid. The what words I said now is not, the proper words are not going through. You understand it?